first group is coming out playing well. Second group, Jamie is playing great.
To be honest, it's hard to come up with the words to, begin the things. Think about that. They make and then get back to themselves.
Maybe Malonzo, this will be. They've been able to extend leads and really break the back. Right now, taking advantage. What a major adjustment will have to be doing. It's like
Will be gunning for the
Miss, siyempre, Justin Brown. Good yan eh. PBA import. Ngayon, para tayo. Sana, tuloy yung yung paliwasan.
boss ko po ako eh. Realize ko ngayon. Proudly. Buhay. Ewan ko kung maintindihan mo to, Pauli. Pero, buhay ka. Iubuhay mo ang Ginebra. 100%.
Yeah. Ano lang, sino po yung ina-idolize nilang
Scotty Thompson. And very humble and very aggressive sa laro. Ano lang sila, focus lang sila sa laro, focus lang. Yung teamwork, siyempre, magigihim pa. Saka sana pananawin na nila yung laro para wala ng game 5.
Hello. Ay, wala. Idol ko eh. Yung idol ko eh.
Yeah, I mean, game plan probably won't change much. Continue our defensive effort. Easy, a lot of assists with our offense. I mean, again, we're just worried about tonight. We'll see what the schedule is with the other series, but we're just focused on that. Yep, sounds good. Yep. Namin ano eh, yung think over, yeah. We don't want to be overcome. Definitely. Pero kami, take pa rin namin na every opportunity na mabigay sa amin, whether it's, experience. So, thank you, thank you.
Try and try.
Ay, tingnan mo, ano na yung panahon.
Sana. Ano natin yung pinakamahirap sa isang series yung closer. So, hopefully, game na and tatlong games. Hopefully, pabalik sa finals. Their teams.
Hindi nyo, maingin yung panahon.
Sorry sa akin.
Mauwin nyo na yung panahon.
Sana. Kasi, alam natin nakakapagod kasi business. So, matapos namin tonight lang yung bago to next week.
Ano ba kayo?
Tingin ko advantage kasi maraming guys from our team fresh to for the title. Sige.
Coach. Today.
Table. Oh. Yes. Yes. Oh, kaya. Kayanin. Siyempre. Wala, siyempre. Uy, sorry.
Hindi mo nakakalimutan yung panahon.
Hopefully maging advantage to going sa finals. Pero di pa tapos eh. So we're still sticking to the plan na tapos namin semis and then hopefully makakuha kami ng learnings experience dito going sa finals. So hopefully makakuha kami ng momentum. Then natin pag-usapan pa yan. Thank you, brother. Kami. Diba? Sorry. Diba?
Bro, you're down to
Oh yeah, always gotta believe, always gotta keep going, keep pushing. You gotta never give up. Attitude we come through today.
the coach. Ano yung kailangan mo? Ryan, bonus na yung bata ko. Bonus na. Ano, SM? Bonus? Bonus na.
Fifty-fifty, always 50-50 naman. We'll see. Meron pa naman, we'll try. Sabi ng tip, surprise sa amin kahapon, never finish until it's finished. So we'll try today. Try to win today.
Ay.
Clearing the well, showing their array of weapons. They've been locked and loaded. They've been focused. They've been sharing the basketball well. Dominant performance from coming from Barangay Ginebra. Northport, the entire conference has been about their offense. So how do you all of a sudden close your eyes, prepare for game number 4, back leading the charge for Northport with 13. This will be special. It's a highlight from the Barrientos. Manship being shown by Barangay Ginebra here in this series. There's still 4 more games. What adjustments? Major adjustments Northport will have to be doing. It's got to be on the defense. It feels like the odds are insurmountable facing Northport Batangpier, but for this squad to actually scale this huge mountain in front of them, the journey will have to start with a single step, and it will have to start here today. We welcome you inside the Big Dome, the Smart Araneta Coliseum, for game number 4 of your best of 7 semifinal series here in your 49th season of the PBA Commissioner's Cup. We welcome you to our coverage. We thank you for joining us on PBA Rush and Pilipinas Live. This is Breaking the Barrier, Northport versus Barangay Ginebra, the number 1 team at the end of the elimination round, going up against the number 4 squad. I'm Carlo Pamentuan with Eric Reyes on the phone. And Eric, in the first 3 games, it has taken only 1 quarter of absolute dominance for Barangay Ginebra to break the game wide open.
Yes, and it's something that Northport would really have to solve, Carlo, because Ginebra would always have one big run or one big spurt. But if Northport will not have any counters to that, then that's really going to be a big problem, because that's really basically the story of the past 3 games.
We already received the news that whatever happens in both of these series, our first game of the finals will be played at the Mall of Asia Arena come March 14. So if you are Barangay Ginebra, you want to seal the deal here and now and count those precious days of rest before you actually have to play the first game of the finals.
But usually, if you're like the first qualifier, you really want to take advantage of that opportunity for your players to rest. Especially, we all know that a lot of the Barangay Ginebra players have been playing for Gilas, also Coach Tim Cohn. So you want these guys to really, get a lot of the rest and recovery in preparation for a tough grind, whoever they'll be. If ever they have to go through, I mean, they pass this test against Northport today.
For the 3rd straight game, 36 total assists once again for Barangay Ginebra. And the big story was that in those 3 games, there were 3 different best players. It was Troy Rosario, it was Japet Aguilar, and now it is Jamie Malonzo as their best player. Not even Justin Brownlee yet in those first 3 games. So it speaks volumes of the balance of the sharing of that basketball for Barangay Ginebra and their superior experience in playoff basketball.
Coach Tim would always really want to emphasize on assists, because you become unpredictable. You don't really know who's really going to hurt you, because it becomes so easy once you move the ball around. But you look at the second chance points also at the other stat lines of this team, even in the rebounds, they really dominated this Northport team, and that's a problem that Northport would really have to face. They should have a counter to that, because if not, especially with the assist, the rotation of Northport would really have to be very quick.
Jamie Malonzo is the type of player who will start for any other PBA team, but his role as of this moment for Barangay Ginebra is to be with RJ Abarientos coming off the bench. His shooting, though, has been on point. We're seeing him slowly getting back into his old athletic self, but the stroke has been pure here in the semifinals.
It's pretty obvious. And look at the quarterfinal average and the semifinals. Really, it's like ×2 or ×3 the output. And Carlo, when you have a player coming off an injury, usually on the off season or when you're recovering, you really want to focus more on your skills. Your outside shot, of course, you're gonna really push off because your injury will not allow you to. So a lot of the guys coming off injuries become better shooters because they practice on the form, they practice on a lot of shots getting back.
In the first 3 games of this series, it's been budget Justin Brownlee for Barangay Ginebra. It was his best scoring performance, talking about his efforts in game 3. But the big number for JB is the minutes, averaging about 33 per ball game, preserving those legs, not even needing his effort in the 4th quarter, and that will be beneficial for Brownlee and Barangay Ginebra deeper into this playoff run.
You want to conserve Justin Brownlee because you all know that Ginebra can just easily rely on Justin Brownlee to take over the game and win it for them. But then if you're a coach Tim Cohn, you really wouldn't want that. You always want team basketball. You want others to get into the into the scoring column and get their confidence going, because with Justin, he can average easily a triple double. And look at that, 17 points in the first half alone. He doesn't really need to extend that many minutes because there are other players in Barangay Ginebra who can really contribute.
He was able to set the tone with his 3-point shooting, and everyone else followed suit en route to another big time win for Barangay Ginebra. Now we send it over to our courtside reporter, Miss Belle Gregorio. Belle?
The key factor in Ginebra's dominance the past 3 games has been their elite ball movement, 36 assists in each of those games. This, according to Coach Richard Del Rosario, proves how the Gin Kings have embraced what the coaches highlight the most as what has been bringing them success in the past. Coach Chard added that after games, it is assists and baskets off of assists that they would first look at. While they are on the cusp of moving on to the finals, the coaches kept their players grounded, reminding them that things can easily turn around. They have to stay disciplined on their defense that has helped their offense, sustaining how they have been limiting Arvin Tolentino and Joshua Monzon while staying wary of how they can improve their own transition defense. That is how locked in the Gin Kings are. Even though they are 3-0, they are still eyeing aspects of the game where they can get better. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you for that report, Miss Belle Gregorio. That was the choice, a clear one for the Barangay Ginebra coaching staff. You can allow Kadim Jack to get his numbers. He's getting his usual output in terms of scoring, in terms of rebounding, but the key is really shutting down Arvin Tolentino and Joshua Monzon for this series. Kadim Jack doing his very best to lead the charge, but Barangay Ginebra is okay with allowing him to dominate the scoring as long as they shut down the locals.
But because Barangay Ginebra also knows that the import can score 30, Justin Brownlee can easily score 30, so they cancel each other out. That's why when you have a team that really moves the ball around very well, it becomes a lot easier. Of course, Kadim Jack would definitely have his hands full trying to really score and lift this entire Northport just to survive the day. But then he's gotta try to get other people involved. You get the confidence of Arvin back. Monzon also would really have to get a lot more points, and that's the most important thing.
And for more Northport, we send it back to Bell.
Assistant coach Renzi Bahar admitted that it just looked like they peaked in the elimination round. More than the X's and O's, it was a mindset shift that was emphasized in their preparations. The practice that's coming into the day looked like an open forum where the players were asked what challenges were posed by Ginebra in the last few games and what they would need help with so they could adjust easily. In a nutshell, the mindset shift revolved around showing more pride in how they would come out defensively instead of staying in their feelings when the offense that they have relied on for so long would fail to click. With their lives on the line, you can only look out for how this drastic turnaround will be executed and how the mindset shift will reflect on how the Batangpier would fight for another day to live. At this point, let's now meet our starters.
10, Arvin Tolentino. Our forward from Talisay, Batangas, number 23, William Navarro. And at center, into Batangpier's import, number 7, Kadim Jack. Coaching the Batangpier, it's Bonnie Tan. It is now time to meet the starters for Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. Point guard from Tico City, Double Del Sur, number 9, Scotty Dobson. Shooting guard from Angeles City, Pampanga, number 14, Stephen Hall. Small forward is Barangay Ginebra import, number 32, Justin Brownlee. Power forward from Amulok, Cagayan, number 1, Roy Rosario. And at center from Saswan, Pampanga, number 25, Japet Aguilar. Coaching Barangay Ginebra is Tim Code. Game officials Arnold Kilingen, Mike
Breaking the barrier, Barangay Ginebra leads 3-0 in this best of 7 series. The first big switch in terms of the starting unit for Northport. You see it in action as Paulo Taha will get the start. No natural point guard now for Coach Bonitan. Same old for Coach Tim Cone. As Japet will jump it up with Kadim Jack, Kilingen, Flor de Lisa, Tantay, and Peclaro are your referees. Ball is up, game is live. This tip-off is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. So let's see what the insertion of Paulo Taha into this starting unit can do for the squad of Northport Batangpier. They've said it before, as Troy Rosario opens the scoring with our running book, they've said that only Arvin Tolentino and Paulo Taha really have any sort of big time basketball experience when it comes to the playoffs in the PBA. So maybe they're trying to put that into good use.
Well, we've seen that the initial matchup would be Taha and Justin Brownlee. That could also force Coach Tim to post up Justin Brownlee more, so he becomes more predictable and where he's going to be coming from. But again, Carla, that offense is just so dynamic. You cannot really predict what they're really going to do on every set.
And one more thing that the Barangay Ginebra has done was slow down the point guards from their abilities to create from Northport by putting the much taller Troy Rosario on them. So now, not much of a difference in Rosario and Paulo Taha. Well, some difference still, but at least it's not a point guard that Rosario is defending here at the start. It's JB trying to elude the defense. Chapet had to readjust midair. He was bothered by William Navarro. Taha on the attack. One thing that he has shown us is the sheer aggression. It doesn't matter what the score looks like. Paulo Taha has been looking to compete.
Well, they're also looking for energy, most especially if you get blown up in the previous game. That's a good start for Will Navarro to also contribute because he was also been struggling the previous game.
Yeah, he was their top performer among the locals in game 2. But then the defense focused on him, and this is what you wanted. If you're Northport, this is Batangpier basketball, forcing a stop, getting 2 points on the break.
They love to go to fast break. They're number 1 in the league in terms of like fast break attacks, and that's something that they really took advantage of, trying to get those easy baskets early. That's going to help them, most especially with their confidence to score.
Ben receives his pass with Scotty. Thompson sets it up. Chapet on the attack. The layup is good on the back.
Ginebra's been very good in playing the two-man game and even with the pick and pop. They have established a lot of, ceiling in the front line, even with Troy Rosario there, and they're taking advantage of their quickness.
Sloppy pass there coming from Kadeem Jack. And a hold on the attack. Leaves it for Scotty. Brownlee for 3. What? Rebound. It's won by Northport. Last touch by Barangay Ginebra. No shot attempts yet coming from Kadeem Jack. 2.5 minutes into this match. Welcome you to PBA Rush and Filipinas Live. Thank you for joining us. For this, we'll have Rain or Shine versus TNT, their own game 4. Arvin being hounded by Stephen Holt, who has done a wonderful job of blocking him down.
Holt has really been, proven to be a great defensive specialist. He even would sacrifice his points, just to really play defense because that's his number 1 priority for this team.
Kadeem Jack misses on that jumper. Arvin Tolentino is shooting 28.6% from the field, and even his free throw shooting taking a dive, 7 of 13, both in percentage and attempts. These are lows for Arvin throughout this conference.
You know what? Those numbers that you mentioned, Carlo, have been very successful for Arvin Tolentino. That's why they were also, tops in the elimination round because of Arvin's performance in those categories.
Jack gets his first bucket of the ball game and gains the lead for Northport. The score was also like this: 7-6 in favor of Northport early in the first quarter. Game 3, Barangay Ginebra suddenly caught fire, and that will be a foul drawn by Chapet. He will take 2.
Well, the nice thing about Ginebra is that they just continue to execute, and that's something that they are very good in doing. That half-court set has really been, tremendous. But of course, that's something that Northport would really have to contend with because if they make mistakes and they become inconsistent, most especially with their defense, then that's the time that Ginebra will take advantage of.
Japet Aguilar has been tremendous here in this series so far. 17 and 7, 60% from the field in game 3 as we send it over to Bell.
After exploding for 31 points in 26 minutes in Game 2, Coach Tim couldn't have put it any better. Japet Aguilar is a freak of nature. Japet tries to shake this off though magaling lang daw ang bola si Coach Tim. According to Japet, he is merely maximizing being 100% healthy. He brought up how eye-opening it was when he struggled with gastrointestinal issues back in 2023, and at this point in his career, he tries his best to savor every moment. Knowing how sooner or later he'd be wrapping things up, he might as well have no hesitation. Back to you.
you so much for that report, Bell. He is actually the leading scorer in this series for Barangay Ginebra, shade under 20 points per ball game. That's another takeaway for Northport, and they get something on the run here. They swing it. Kadim Jack on the push. Layup is good off the bank.
Just have to continue on and just continue to score and get that a nice run, to at least get ahead of Barangay Ginebra early.
Quick first step coming from Stephen Holt, but he could not complete the layup. Wait, a 1 point lead as Paolo keeps it strong, but misses the layup. Brownlee walking down the defense of Arvin Tolentino. The one-hander is short. Rebound picked up by Jack. He will take matters into his own hands. Now leaves it for Joshua Monzon. Out, an outside shot. Coach Cohen asking his squad to slow it down a bit. Let's set a play. Chop it. Wanting a handoff to Troy. Now Brownlee has it. Hand off to Scotty. Scotty with some space, but that was well defended by William Navarro.
Great defense at the length of William Navarro. In full display there.
Paulo Taha stops, kicks it out. This will be open momentarily. But sometimes, when you struggle so much from the field, even the shots that look easy, you miss.
It's a confidence, Carlo, and that's the most important thing. But that's a good stop there by Northport to get an easy basket off transition.
So at least they're getting stops. At least they're getting fast break opportunities. As this is a 3-point lead now for Northport.
And the biggest difference, Carlo, is when the playoffs come, a lot of the scouting reports will really be in full display. And at the same time, defenses will be adjusted just to cater to the kind of player that you are. Here, it's good to have at least Arvin Tolentino get those defensive stops and transition to easy baskets at the opposite end for his teammates.
First substitution of the ball game, Sidney Onwubere. Checking into this matchup. Initially, they said it would be for Paulo Taha, but instead it is William Navarro who subbed out of the game. Another near steal there, but the gamble leads to an opening. Scotty converts for 3 with a foul.
Carlo, I understand the way Northport plays, and that's the reason why they were tops in steals in the elimination round. You see a lot of gamble happening. And with Barangay Ginebra, if you make a mistake on gambling, it opens up an open jumper for Scotty Thompson, and that's what happened in that last play.
Tied ball game now. Barangay Ginebra can retake the lead. Scotty Thompson with the bonus free throw. When we come back. Scotty Thompson has been flying under the radar here in this series, and if you ask him, he's totally fine with that. If Brownie's averaging about 33 per ball game, for Scotty, it's at 24, so he's being budgeted. And Barangay Ginebra, they're aware that the minutes will be heavier from the deeper parts of the playoffs.
Yes, and that's an experience right there. Most especially for Coach Tim, that's the kind of system that he really wants to run. Most especially, we have to always remember, Coach Tim got a lot of these guys also for Gilas duty, so they're definitely beat up, tired. But then that's why when you manage the minutes, it gives them more energy and recovers faster for their next game.
About 12, 4, and 4 per game for Scotty, as that falls as well for Kadim Jack. This was what we did not see from him in the last 2 games. In the first game, especially in the first half, He was talking trash. He had so many emotions. He was intense. And we're seeing some of that in game 4. Brownlee misses the 3-hole. Loses the rebound. Munson already ahead. The pass completed. Munson will not pull the trigger quickly. And sometimes that short hesitation will kill you.
Well, you know, because Carlo, you kind of see the psyche there because in the elimination round they would take a lot of that and they would make it because the confidence is right there. The difference is here. There's some kind of hesitation because there are a lot of struggles.
Would have been a highlight. Paulo Taha commits a foul from behind on that Chapin Aguilar slam dunk attempt.
Because of the triangle offense, you know, and the fluidity of the offense of Barangay Ginebra makes them so unpredictable. On defense, you cannot slack off, you cannot relax. That's something that Northport would really have a big problem with, most especially with that kind of offense where it's so disciplined that they never runs every single night.
UAP Season 87 Volleyball is live and exclusive here on Signal. Watch it all live on the UAAP Varsity channel, One Sports and Filipinas Live, because legends are here. Chapin so steady to start this matchup, 6 points in this game. Zone up top versus Scotty. Now Kadim gets a touch versus Brownlee. Getting rare opportunity to play in the first quarter as Kadim Jack continues chirping at the bench of Barangay Ginebra.
Yeah, he's got to do that. And that's something that will get him, pumped up and get his teammates also involved. And that's something that he would really have to do early.
Another double-digit first quarter for Kadim Jack. This has been some sort of a theme for him in this series. Tapet. Business on the backer. Rebound for Kadim Jack on Mubere. Leaking out. Receives the pass. The defense recovers for Ginebra. They go inside now. Kadim draws a double team. The bounce pass lands with Mubere. Sydney. Short jumper. No.
That's a big mistake there on Uberi. He has to flash and then cut under the basket for an easier shot.
Brownlee, another try from deep. This time, it's good for 3.
See, that's why when you look at the tempo for both teams, Ginebra is just so relaxed running their offense. You see Northport, they're really getting the ball to Kadim Jack for a lot of one-on-one plays. So that's a big difference right there because here, even if Kadim is scoring, the score, the differential is still not that big.
Tough shots that Kadim is being forced to take. Usually against a double team. Both has it. A poor pass as Japet could not hang on to it. But the spacing was so bad for Northport as they turn it right back to Barangay Ginebra. It is 17-15. A 2-point lead for Ginebra. Get into this timeout.
Umangat pa ang mga bida sa gilas ng ringas pero sa silangan lalong tumalas ang pinuhunang katas ng pangarap na masalapaan.
And the numbers, the assist department, astounding for Barangay Ginebra. 36 assists apiece. First 3 games of the series. Counted their passes as well. Around 300 per ball game. Now they have 4 assists. It has not been a high-scoring quarter for Barangay Ginebra standards, at least here in the semifinals. But the key is always to keep the scoring to a minimum for Northport. That has been the plan. If they're under 25, then you're fine if you're Barangay Ginebra.
Yes, they're a high-scoring team, and I'm talking about Northport, and especially when they get into their, defensive sets where they get a lot of turnovers, transition baskets, and that's something that Northport would really want to have. But when you have that triangle effect with getting a lot of those assist passes, Carlo, that's a very big problem because Ginebra, it just shows that they are able to just dictate on where they want the ball to go.
Now playing their zone offense against the 2-3 of Northport. Barrientos with 2 to shoot, hoist it up, won't get the bounce. Take that bounce off of William Navarro, the last touch. Great effort coming from Stephen Holt. Barrientos and Malonzo have always checked in together as the 6th and 7th men of Coach Tim.
It will be very difficult for Northport to overcome this triangle offense if they will allow easy passes to every player that Ginebra would be doing. I've seen a lot of this, Carlo,
Yeah.
even before when Coach Tim would have problems. They would use offensively for the opposing team. Or defensively, they would really deny a lot of the entry passes so that at least Coach Tim would be forced to use counters. And, at least with the counters, it's not as easy as when they just, move the ball around.
Taking to that zone defense is Northport. And that will be a miss coming from Stephen Holt for 3. 17-15, still a 2-point lead for Barangay Ginebra. 2 minutes, 14 remaining in your opening quarter. There's a switch down low. Smaller defender. On Kadeem Jack, the help comes, but it's too small. As he scores easily off the bank, 12 points for him already.
Wow, 12 out of the 17 with Kadeem Jack. Everything is really on his shoulders right now.
Brownlee attacks the closeout. That ball is snapped, recovered by Malonzo. Jamie, the jumper, too strong. Miranda catches, he's ahead, and he's gone.
Coach Tim wouldn't really like that. Those are easy baskets of transition. And that's something that he really doesn't like his team to be doing.
And Coach Tim is sensing, he's feeling that they're not passing enough against this zone defense of Northport. That's why he will burn that first half 30-second timeout here in the first quarter.
Yes, he's got to make use of that, Carlo, and to just always remind his players that they have to keep everything in check.
19-17, a 2-point lead for Northport. Batangpier, a minute and 42 remaining. There in our first quarter. Our 50th won't be complete without you. Help us find you, PBA, calling all former PBA players and officials. Call or text our staff. Miss Hazel at 0968-253-5050 or Miss Rosel at 0968-447-1975 for the PBA at 50 homecoming reunion now. Hey, say that number, Mr. Eric, because you will have to call them, our PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall, in attendance.
Carlo, I just go straight to Hazel's office after the game.
Yeah, dapat official, may RSVP.
Oh, then again, I can just tell her straight right there and she could put it on record.
Well, zone defense being employed by Northport this time around. They're beaten by a short jumper from RJ Abarientos for his first 2 points of the game.
That's the beauty about that offense. If you consistently just able to move that ball around, you'll get an easy shot.
Miranda in and out on the triple. And now Brownlee is pushing for Barangay Ginebra. Old. Tight pass. Rostario with a sneaky reverse layup with a foul.
Coach Tim has, the ingredients of this triangle offense right now is you have a lot of those guys, especially those 5 guys on the court. Those are great passes that we have really seen. And it really opens things up, because they are just like keep their head up and they look for those open players for those easy baskets.
For Troy Rosario, the average is 12 points per ball game, right? So 12 points, how does he get them? He'll get a couple of buckets like that, just hanging around in the dunker spot. He'll get a couple of points just running to the other side, being unmolested with layups. And a couple of them with putbacks. So nothing is drawn up for Troy Rosario. His offense is within what the system allows for Barangay Ginebra.
Oh, definitely. That's something that's a kind of player that Troy is, and as he is able to really adjust very well. But I also saw a lot of isolations on that post, Carlo. He's testing the bigs, the lateral defensive skills of the bigs of Northport.
That was how he opened his scoring. But again, look at where Troy Rosario is, just staying in that dunker spot, waiting for that perfect opportunity. But the defense is not paying attention. This is a 4 attempted. short coming from Jamie Alonso.
Usually, the position of Troy Rosario, the defender, would always make mistakes because if you allow Troy to be behind you or at least below you, that's the time when Troy would really time his cuts and get those easy layups.
And of course, the role is very different as to when he was playing for the Blackwater Bossing, where he was really expected to create offense for himself. At the post, Arvin Tolentino with a nice pass, Daha in time.
And that's the kind of game that Arvin is. He was really able to get a lot of shots and go to the free throw line a lot because he's able to really move and get those fouls too.
Good extra pass to beat the buzzer for three. That won't work for RJ Abarientos. So it will only be a 1-point advantage for Barangay Ginebra, 22-21. The defense of Northport taking a bite here. And it is their import leading the offense. More than half of their effort come from one source. Kadeem Jack with 12 points already to lead all scorers and help Northport stay within striking distance at the end of our first quarter of action. 22-21 in favor of Barangay Ginebra. And these are the numbers of Northport Batangpier. Everything taking a dive here in the semifinals. Free throw attempts, fast break points, 3-point percentage, and of course, points per game. It's different when you're playing one-off games, right? One game against Terra Firma, another game against Converge, another against TNT. It's different when you have to play the same opponent time and again, especially when that opponent is coached by Tim Coach.
Yes, and especially if you're not able to adjust, that's going to be a big problem because you'll be playing the same offense, the same defense. And we have the same matchup in the series. That's why defenses would really have to be a notch higher because if your offense takes a dive, which is what we've seen in Northport, if you cannot control the other team and their offense, that's going to be a big problem. And that's what we're seeing right now.
We saw a big positive though for Northport Batangpier as they actually out-assisted Barangay Ginebra in the first quarter, 8-6. Jamie Malonzo ties the count at 24 apiece with that basket. Navarro picks the three. Driving line was not open for him, so he spins to the other side and draws a foul for two.
That's good that Will Navarro also is trying to get involved on offense. You want to see some contribution from Will and even Arvin Tolentino, but he's on the bench right now. Both teams, Carlo, when you talk about both teams, they're very much they rely a lot on their starters. Coach Tim, he has a magic 5 or 6 players, and then of course with Northport is the same thing. And when in a series like this, Carlo, and when there's fatigue already and a lot of pressure, even injuries, you need guys coming off the bench to be ready. And that's something that also, especially in a series like this where Northport is at a disadvantage, you need other guys to also step up.
The back tap resulting to a fresh opportunity here for Northport. Monzon with it. 3-point shot is gone. That is their second three bomb of this second quarter.
That's one way that Monzon gets going when he starts hitting his shots from the outside and when he gets a lot of steals.
And that will be a backcourt violation. Good pressure coming from Joshua Monzon.
That's his game. Yeah. That's the kind of game that we've seen in the elimination round where Monzon can just literally obliterate the opponent because of his defense.
Our batchmate in the draft, number 1 pick, Joshua. Number 2, Jimmy Balonzo. Mikey Williams came in at number 2.
A lot of talented players there, Carlo.
Bit of Tana actually coming in at
Also,
number 4.
Another.
Good fake coming from Kadeem Jack to free himself up. Does not get the bounce though. That turnaround jumper. Maverick and Macy on the push. Brownlee now with it against Taha. KB still deciding on what move he will pull off. Another turnover against Brownlee. Forward pass, tap, bothered, now stolen by Abarrientos. Barangay Ginebra, they have the numbers. Malonzo to the corner. Ahad Misi for 3. In and out. These are shots that fell at a great clip for Barangay Ginebra in the first 3 games, and now a fast break opportunity for them. Jamie leaves it. Oh, that's a bad foul coming from Munzon.
See, that's the thing, Carlo. You know, even if they're missing these shots in the previous game, the nice part it is coming off assists and there were open looks. And right here, you just have to continuously to be aggressive and get those easy baskets of transition.
And this best move of the game is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Barangay Ginebra asking for a review because it did not appear like Munzon was still trying to get that basketball. As RJ has already picked himself up.
They just moved the ball so well, and then, you know, a lot of these shots have really been wide open.
Yeah. And usually it would be RJ Abarrientos assisting. Now Jamie Malonzo returns the favor.
Well, Carlo, if you can hit 36 assists in one game, that definitely means that there's not only one guy issuing a lot of good passes, it's the entire team contributing there.
So no further call, just an N1 for RJ Abarrientos. He will complete it to tie the ball game once again at 27. We send it back to Bell.
The Batangpier look to take a page off of the Gin Kings book, especially in relation to ball movement. In their most recent huddle, the Northport coaches brought out a laptop and showed a video of a recent play to emphasize how their guys are left open. So they must make that extra pass and maximize open looks. Additionally, picking up the pace was also a reminder given to the Batangpier for this quarter. Back to you, gentlemen.
That has been Northport basketball. Get stops from the run, really share the well, because if the offense of Arvin Tolentino and Joshua Munzon is not working as usual, give it to someone else, right?
Yes.
Give up that basketball, trust the offense a little bit further, and maybe someone else will get hot.
And you know, Northport will never be at the top of the team standings in the elimination round if they were not tops in steals and even in block shots. And that's something that defensively they have been doing very well. And William Navarro again, really being very aggressive in the offensive end.
That's another 3 for him in the second quarter. Aguilar was not countered. 9 points in the game already for William. Oh, good pass inside. Taha with the layup. And now they have the advantage because RJ Abarrientos will have to defend someone taller than him in this situation.
Yeah, they want to put pressure on Barrientos to really make him play defense and try to tire him out on the offensive end so he can really set the tone of the game.
Great cut coming from Maverick Ahan Misi. He's located by Brownlee.
Beautiful layup, Carlo. That high looper just got it in so easy against Kadeem Jack.
Navarro now posting up, makes his move. William beats Malonzo with a quick snap.
Yeah, he was able to get that right elbow past Alonzo, and it was just like way open. Look at it right here. He backed him up, and he just like swung that right elbow to get enough momentum on the way to the basket.
This has been the best basketball that Northport has played in this entire series. 11 points in the game. Here's the first half for William Navarro. Northport leads 34-29. 34-29 at the 8 minute and 6 second mark of the second quarter. Now to include into our conversation our analyst at large, Nico Salva. Nico, 29 points. Usually, Barangay Ginebra will score this in the first quarter. What is Northport doing defensively to slow down the offense of Barangay Ginebra?
Northport is putting a lot of ball pressure on the guards of Ginebra. They're creating turnovers. Ginebra has turned the ball over 7 times already, and Northport is using this to disrupt the offensive flow of Ginebra, turning it into fast break points for Northport. Also, Northport doing a great job of moving that ball.
But to your point, Nico, we see a play that is the counter for Coach Tim when it comes to pressure. They call that the blind pig action. When you are so upfront on those opposing guards, on those opposing wings, that's a simple pass to the pinch post, and then you're running to the other side to hit the layup or the dunk.
You'll see a lot of that from Ginebra. They won't try to out dribble that pressure. They're gonna release that ball and eventually get to their assist number department. They're usually leading by this point of the game, but it's the other way around now. Northport has 12 assists over the 7 of Ginebra.
Thank you so much, Nico. We'll talk to you again later as Northport, their lead, down to 2 points after that end one completion. Kadeem Jack, pounded by the defense. Malonzo on the move, draws a foul here. Arvin Tolentino asking for a head coach challenge. Will Coach Bonitan give it to him? They're deciding, but I think they will opt not to and give up the 2 free throws instead.
I like the way he
Oh no, he did. He did not motion it.
Oh.
Apparently, binulong niya
Yeah.
dun sa ating referee.
Ricardo, I like the way he never really smothered Kadeem Jack there. But aside from that, Carlo, I'm really amazed by your familiarity with a lot of the terminologies in that triangle offense. That's, I guess, too much Gila's work for you. That's why you have really learned a lot on the options of the triangle.
Not the only one I know.
No, but it's exactly correct. And you and Nico really put it well. The kind of options that the triangle would always have.
Now we have a review to see if Arvin Tolentino did get all ball. That's what they believe. Coach Bonitan talking to one of our referees, so it's either 2 free throws for maybe Malonzo or a jump ball situation. Let's see what will be the decision of our officials at the end of this head coach challenge. There's these 2 players swapping places. Malonzo coming from Northport. Arvin used to play for Barangay Ginebra.
The most important thing, Carlo, both of them are having a great career here at the PBA.
It is not successful. And when it comes to those swipes, it's very difficult to get a reversal, right? Because you'll have to get it 100% clean for the referees to actually give it to you. And now Jamie is on the line as he sent it over to Bell.
Jamie Malonzo has been feeling like himself again, taking on the pressure to perform to his fullest. Because for Jamie, this is the playoffs. Performing here is what matters most. Like while he has to deal with the expectations of the coaches, of the fans, and of himself, a big factor to his game is his dad. He said that his dad would often exhibit tough love with Jamie, calling him out for when he doesn't play to the level he knows Jamie could, but he would also give Jamie as much deserved praise when he gets those nights like in game.
Well, he'll have to praise Jamie for this 5-0 run all by his lonesome as he ties the contest at 34 apiece. Navarro, another 3 on the way. Not this time, Jamie with a rebound. Barangay Ginebra trying to play with a little bit more pace here in this second quarter. Alonso playing cat and mouse with Arvin Tolentino. Goes to the 3-point shot. Won't get the bounce. Arvin on the attack, off the spin. Great help defense, but it will not be enough as Tolentino scores against Ralph Koo.
But he just has to continue being aggressive. And it's nice to see that Arvin has really been very aggressive here to come, here in the first half alone. He will attack you on those situations. That's where he gets his points a lot.
First 2 points of the ball game.
Smart move there. He was not really supposed to go for that shot, but when he felt the foul or the hit, he decided to hang in the air and take that shot to be given 2 free throws.
Yeah, Barrientos, 8 points in the matchup. So that's dozen coming off the bench between him and Malonzo. So RJ, his role initially when he started his career with Barangay Ginebra, he was the starting point guard. There were early struggles coming from this young talent, but when he got relief of that pressure, when he started playing off the bench, everything came together for him. A double-double in the last game in points and assists as he tossed it back to Bell.
Coach Tim has been all praises for his bench in the last few games, highlighting how RJ Abariento's maturity on both ends has been a game changer. RJ, though, deflects the praise, sharing how things are easier when you have someone like L.A. Tenorio to use as a model. L.A. being a role player but still having his own identity is the kind of player RJ strives to be. And when asked about RJ's improved defense, he credits his college coach, Coach Olsen Vasela, for how he has stuck with RJ through the years, reminding him that defense depends on one's willingness to lose. Coach Eric.
Thank you so much for that report, Bell. As Northport will now have an opportunity to add on to this 2-point lead. L.A. Tenorio, of course, even if he's not getting a lot of minutes, he is there to help everyone out. He's another coach on that bench for Barangay Ginebra. Son lost it. Tapped out of bounds by Arvin Tolentino as Rosario checks back into this ball game alongside Scotty Thompson.
Carla, that's so unfair for me. If you were RJ Barrientos and you have great people like, LA and Olsen really give you pointers on how to run the point guard position and how to run that triangle well coming off the bench, for sure you will become great.
He is poised to have a long and successful PBA career. Great start with Barangay Ginebra. Thompson, fresh off the bench, missing. Rosario, the fake, gives it right back to Thompson. Extra pass to Cole for 3. In and out.
They're getting those open looks. It's just not falling in.
Dean Jack locates Paulo Taha. Now a handoff to Munzon. Munzon throws it up and converts from downtown. That time around, no hesitation whatsoever.
This is a different Northport team because you see a lot of their starters really get to be more confident now in taking and putting up shots here.
And the 3-point shots are falling for them. Rosario a little too deep there. And this will be a foul against William Navarro. Basic play, just a handoff, and with the defense going under, some space for Joshua Munson, and that give him a little bit more confidence moving forward. They need him to score at the 20s. His averages actually in the elimination round to contend with Barangay Ginebra.
Definitely, you need confidence at this stage of the tournament.
UAAP Season 87 Volleyball is live and exclusive here on Signal. Watch all live on the UAAP Varsity channel. One Sports and Filipinas Live, because legends start here. Coach Bonitan is okay, not playing with a natural point guard here in the first half. Definitely did a couple of minutes here and there. But by and large, this taller unit has worked out for him. The first major adjustment that we've seen coming from Northport in the series. Kadim Jack, the pass stolen by Ahan Misi. Barangay Ginebra is on the run. Scotty attacks middle, drops it off. Chapman with a basket inside.
That's what you don't really want to see because those turnovers become so easy baskets for Barangay Ginebra. That's what happened in that last play.
You turn it over, and Barangay Ginebra is on the attack. It is still a 1-point lead though for Northport Batangpier, 41-40 as we head into this timeout. 41-40, a 1-point lead for Northport Batangpier. 4 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in your second quarter. Again, we thank you for joining us on PBA Rush and Pilipinas Live. Carlo Pamintuan with Eric Reyes on the call. Miss Belle Gregorio, courtside reporter. Strong first half effort from Northport, led by their import Kadim Jack, but at least he has a clear number 2 here in this game in William Navarro.
William Navarro, even there are guys in Munzon and even Arvin Tolentino are getting into the scoring column already.
Good drive coming from Onwubere, but he could not secure the bucket. Thompson manning the point now for Barangay Ginebra. Brownlee with space for 3. He rattles it home.
You know that you make a mistake with Barangay Ginebra with a turnover and an easy basket on the opposite end. That's what happens. That's back-to-back baskets already for Barangay Ginebra in the last 2 sets that they had.
Down by 5, up by 2. Barangay Ginebra turning things around. A 3-point shot. Won't even hit the rim. No reset on the clock. Kadim Jack. A quick attack is good on the layup.
Yeah, he's really giving it his all right now. Outside, inside. Just really continues to be aggressive all throughout.
16 first half points to lead all scorers for Kadim Jack. Rosario beats him to the punch. And he will take 2.
Troy has, really loves that left side. When he has, when he goes on a face-up, he just loves to shake you. He has beaten a lot of the Northport defenders, Arvin Tolentino, even Kadim Jack, off the dribble.
Roy Rosario, 5 points in the ball game. Now a chance to retake the lead for Barangay Ginebra, although he misses the first.
Troy is very strong going right. And if you allow him if you give him his right, he will definitely tear you apart.
Second free throw of this trip. It's a friendly bounce for Troy. 44-43, his team ahead by 1. Horn section for Northport. Tolentino has it versus Holt. And now that ball screen. They open up the corner. Bulanati for 3.
That's good for a team to really contribute at this stage of the game. You need other players to also step up and provide an outside game.
And on that drop coverage, there was a lot of space for Bulanadi to take the shot. As the defense could not recover. One dribble pull-up jumper. Won't rattle home for Ahan Misi. Munzon, quick trigger for 3. In and out.
It would be nice if Munzon hit that shot to get the momentum again.
Oh, big collision there between Bulanadi and Holt. Brownlee for 4. No. Oh. Some physicality between Holt and Bulanadi. I think it was because of the last collision.
Yes. You got to see that again and how it started.
Now just a double foul. No technicals, no nothing. As the ball will stay on the side of Northport Batangpier. They're up by 2 points here, 46-44. We resume action. Munzon. And they're going back to that Horns. Back to the big ball screen. There's a foul, an offensive foul against Sydney Onwubere. Unforced turnover there. That was the first collision. It will not lead to the foul. It will be right after when they got entangled once again. One more bump for good measure between Bulanadi and Holt.
Remember, you're in the playoffs and the emotions run higher here.
And you have to show some fight, some grit if you're Northport. Of course, nothing dirty, but just a message to Barangay Ginebra that they're here to compete.
You gotta send the message because a lot of these things happen a lot, especially in the playoffs at this stage of the tournament.
With hands once again coming from the defense. And Joshua Monzon is ahead. He is gone. Doubles up on their advantage. Another Ginebra turnover leads to 2 more points for Northport. Brownlee struggling a bit with his turnovers here in game number 4.
Well, the first 2 games, Carlo, there's the same story. When Justin was really, trying to get his game going, and especially when you're running your set offense, you have that tendency to make some mistakes and turnovers there.
Done a great job taking care of the basketball, actually, even as a team. Their numbers have been decent, but now there's more ball pressure on him. Brownlee misses from the outside. Rosario wins the rebound.
Rosario, look at the way he fights against 2 Northport players off that rebound.
90 seconds left in the first half. What a pass! Scotty Thompson gets the layup.
That's the kind of player that Scotty is. We were talking about Scotty a while ago, that he takes his time. He tries to get all his teammates involved. And then when it's time for him to really move and move well without the ball, that's the kind of player that he is to contribute to.
Onwabere gives it right back to Kadim Jack, and that will be a turnover, traveling violation against the Northport import. But I think that's 4 straight plays now on the half court where Northport has gone to that early horns, leading to the Tolentino Kadim Jack ball screen. Maybe they're seeing
some openings
Yep.
there, Carlo. That's the reason why you want to milk that kind of play in order for you to get more points.
Abarrientos lets it fly, misses from deep. Rosario hooks another rebound.
Oh, wow. Look at the way Troy has really been rebounding well here.
And he will be rewarded with a pass inside Rosario. That was all effort for Troy.
Can you imagine, Carlo? You have a Troy Rosario who was very aggressive off the boards, and you have Scotty Thompson as a teammate too.
So because of those extra opportunities, Barangay Ginebra able to tie this contest once again at 48 apiece. Now we're headed into this 30-second time requested by Northport, because you know what? Just for your confidence, you want to head into the second half, at least with an advantage. If you're Northport, you want to prove to yourself that you can go head-to-head against Barangay Ginebra.
Yes, definitely. Look, the way things have been happening in the previous games, a 17-4 run, a 16-2 run in game number 2. We were talking about this, Carlo, at the top of the coverage. A lot of these things happen where Barangay Ginebra would have a nice big run. That's why a lot of things just happen to really, that's why there's a bigger lead that Ginebra can just pull it through. And so far, Northport has really having problems trying to make a counter when Ginebra makes a run.
Now, because of their defense, because of the turnovers they've been able to force against Barangay Ginebra, the squad of Coach Timcon is not yet looking as comfortable as they've looked in the past 3 games. Oh, a forward pass. Somehow caught by Arvin. It turns into a quick attack. That should have been a turnover already, but Barangay Ginebra was too spread out there. Easy bucket for Northport.
Tolentino made it happen. He always keeps his head up, and he's a great passer himself.
So 3 double-digit scorers in the ball game for Northport. Jack has 16. Navarro has 13. Munzon has 10. Abarrientos with 4 to work with. Scotty squeezes its way inside for 2.
Scotty just always finds a way on how to get free and be effective on the court.
Joshua Munzon has it. 2 seconds to shoot. Kadim Jack from way downtown.
Kadim Jack hitting it from downtown, from the parking lot. They definitely wanted and loved the way they ended this first half of action, trying to get back their confidence in the game. And so far, Northport is doing a great job here.
That is 20 first half points for Kadim Jack. He is leading all scorers as he wants to make a statement here and now that Northport Batangpier will not go down without a fight here in this series. Yes, they're down 3 games to none, but they still have some hope left, and they will bank on this big first half performance to possibly finally score their first win of the series against Barangay Ginebra. It is 54 for Northport, 50 for Barangay Ginebra, heading into our halftime break.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a high pick by Kelly Williams.
Oh, beautiful the pass.
Behind the head.
He's doing everything.
Behind the head. That's assist coming from Calvin Oftana. You see that drive. And then the focus of attacking the inside. Pakita natin dito. Ito yung drive. And then behind the head. Whoa! Nahanap niya si RJ. Wide open for that shot.
Ball game after that. Pwedeng pa yung starter. Pero sa kambulan, yung starter ang kailangan. Ooh! What a crossover and a finish by RJ.
You know what? RJ Abarientos has that basketball. Parang he's just 2 steps.
Rush by Rainer Shine. Kuya, dazzle dribble. It's getting it to work.
Very good tentative, you know, even on the shot, itong si yan, medyo nagmimitit. Parang hindi siya kumpinansado dun sa bitaw niya. Got the right moves, but he's not finishing well.
Kuya, parang pusa. Dami. Galaw. Minsan. Oh boy. Outside Jordan has had a great first half. Gets it and he's in digits.
He's just outplaying Mokum on the other end. And he's defending against, actually they're defending against each other.
Through his first 7 games, hindi pa ganun kaganda. Just about 18% from the 3-point line.
Oh, ankle breaker of a three-pointer.
Yun yung sinasabi ko eh. Isa talaga yung paa mo eh with RJ Abarientos. He's just so shifty. So good at doing what he does.
We needed that ball situation, D. We need to see that again.
Nagkantay pa eh. Tignan ko may hahabol eh.
50th won't be complete without you. Help us find you, PBA, calling all former PBA players and officials. Call or text our staff, Miss Hazel, at 0968 253 5050, or Miss Rosel at 0968 447 1975 for the PBA at 50 homecoming reunion now. We welcome you to our coverage here in PBA Rush and Filipinas Live. It is the halftime break, game number 4 in this best of 7 semifinal series. Northport leading 54-50 against Barangay Ginebra, looking for their first win of the series.
Yes, and, you know, at this stage of the tournament, you just really want to survive, Carlo. You know, a lot of these things are happening very well, and Northport played a good first half.
Halftime stats brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. And it's uncanny that Northport is actually out assisting Barangay Ginebra, kept them to only 14 assists in the first half of action. Can they keep that going? And they have also poured in their points from the inside, 30 to 20 advantage inside the paint.
But the nice part is Northport is shooting the ball very well, close to 60% on field goals. The assist, you know, they learned from the playbook of Barangay Ginebra, and then now they're getting a lot of those easy passes. The fast break points is something that Northport has really been strong with ever since. And the points in the paint, you know, the 30 points of Northport really has been quite good. And they're getting a lot of those baskets out of nice assist passes too.
And of course, equally as important, the ability of the locals to help out Kadim Jack, because he will get his. Don't worry about him. He's a minimum 30 points per ball game here. Throughout this conference, he has 20, but then the backup, Joshua Monzon in double digits, William Navarro in double digits. If Arvin Tolentino finds a way to get hot, then Northport can turn into a live underdog here in game 4.
You have to remember that Northport is very good in offense, and with that 33 points in the second quarter alone, that's something that can definitely help them a lot. But again, you know, all these guys, Arvin hasn't really scored much. He only has 2 points so far in the game. And look at the history of where Arvin Tolentino came from. He came from, of course, you know, Barangay Ginebra. He had one championship right there. And then, of course, that trade happened with, you know, when it came to, you know, him going to Northport, you know, that Malonzo came into the picture, and Malonzo again was traded with Tolentino, and a lot of these things. Both players, what I really like about it is both players really benefited from the trade because you know it brought out you know the kind of skill set that Arvin Tolentino has with 23 points, close to 50% on field goals.
In terms of the BPC race, it's Robert Bolick, Arvin Tolentino, and Junmar Fajardo. Number top 3 in our statistics, and only he remains to be competing here in the semifinals. We begin third quarter action with a foul drawn by Kadim Jack against Troy Rosario. Can Arvin Tolentino shake it up? Get things going, get his bearings back offensively because they need him to be at his absolute best. You know, team-wise, of course, Jamie Malonzo has experienced more success with Barangay Ginebra. But individually, how about those mythical team selections for Arvin Tolentino? But in this game so far, he's focusing his efforts being a decoy. 7 assists in the game already, only 2 points for Arvin.
You know, I felt that if Arvin Tolentino can go to the line more, that will definitely help them. In the first half alone, Northport only had 2 free throws given to them, and they didn't even make any, whereas Barangay Ginebra had 15 out of 16. You know, Northport averages around 30 made free throws or 30 free throw attempts per game. And that's something that Ginebra took away from them. That's why those easy shots off the free throws, Ginebra took it away.
A lucky break there for Northport. They left Justin Brownlee completely unmarked. Arvin Tolentino, and one opportunity.
What's nice about it is he was able to make a basket and he will go to the free throw line. And that could spark things up for Arvin to also be in double figures, you know, here in the third quarter.
Foul given up by Stephen Holt, but it would not be enough to stop Tolentino from hitting that layup. Bonus free throw is good. That's the first made free throw of Northport in this game. Look at this, they open with an 8-point advantage here in the second half. Scotty Thompson uses the brush screen coming from Brownlee. Japet now has it. Hand off to Holt. Stephen uses the screen, creates space. The pull-up jumper is short. And now Monzon is also on the run. Joshua is gone.
Yeah, again, that's a kind of game that Northport has really been successful with here in the tournament. That's why it's nice to see that Northport again is doing that early here in the third.
And look at how early Joshua Monzon leaked out the rebound, the long pass, and the fast break to a dozen points in the ball game for Joshua Monzon, finally arriving here in the semifinals. Double-digit lead for Northport, 60-50. It has been a tough conference here in the semifinals for Joshua Monzon, averaging a shade under double digits in the first 3 games of this series. Of course, it hurts when you only get 5 points from one of your leaders. But now he is in double digits. A good sign for Northport. We send it to Bel Gregorio.
Compared to the first 3 games, Northport's energy and aggressiveness were finally evident in the first half. Might be too intense though, with key players Arvin Tolentino and William Navarro already with 3 fouls in the first half. But according to Coach Renzi Pahar, at least they are seeing more effort, evident in better defense and ball movement where they out-assisted the Barangay. 2 things that they look to sustain to stay alive. On the other side, according to Coach Richard, there was not much defensive resistance from the Gin Kings in the first half. They were just trying to win offensively. They were standing, not active on defense. Things that they really need to clean up. Back to you, gentlemen.
And during that timeout, to that point of Miss Bell, there were no X's and O's drawn up by Coach Tim. He was just talking to his players because these were things that they did not allow in the first 3 games.
Well, Coach Tim is also very careful with the complacency. And a lot of the coaches would always admit that the hardest thing is to close out the series. And that's something that they really want to get their team going, most especially that they're still up in the series.
Sometimes Japet does this. When he feels that he was not effective as a screener, extends his arms just a little bit. And when the defense feels that it's going to happen, they sell the contact, offensive foul call.
Yes, as simple as nabasa, the defender usually would really want to read the player tendencies, and that's how all these scouting reports happen.
Sometimes, pag di kumonekta yung screen, you just have to let it go and live for another screen. Paulo Tajado extends their lead to its biggest at 11 points with a triple. What an addition Paulo Taja has been to this series for Northport.
That's what you call a magic bunot. But again, Troy Rosario has really been battling and continuing the fight here for Ginebra.
Arvin Tolentino on the attack. The runner won't get the bounce. Rosario with the rebound. He sends it forward to Scotty. They don't have the numbers. The trailer, 3-point shot. Stephen Holt converts.
Here we go, Carlo. There's back-to-back basket there by Barangay Ginebra. Again, in the past 3 games, a big run by Ginebra just turned things around. Let's see if Northport will be able to prevent any runs here.
First basket of the ball game for Stephen Holt. The jumper short for Kadim Jack. If Barangay Ginebra scores here, expect a timeout coming from Northport. Brownlee, good cut from Scotty. Thompson misses, but he was fouled for 2.
Scotty just moves well without that basketball. And again, that familiarity with teammates, they are able to really get it out of these open looks. Again, of course, that Stephen Hall jumper from transition has really been great too.
So this is the counter attack coming from Barangay Ginebra. They were down by as many as 11 points, but now slowly chipping away are the white shirts. UAAP Season 87 Volleyball is live and exclusive here on Signal. Watch it all live on the UAAP Varsity channel, One Sports and Filipinas Live, because legends start here. Strong on the second free throw is Scotty, so it's still a 5-point lead for Northport, 63-58. Paulo Taha attacks towards the left, beats Justin Brownlee with a layup.
Wow, Taha's just really taking advantage of all the minutes that's been really given to him.
But it's been kind of surprising why he does not get a lot of opportunities, but this guy is a baller, make no mistake about it. He has 9 points in the game. 7-point lead for Northport. Arvin off the spin, the layup is gone.
This is nice to see for Northport. They have counters. They have seen, 3 quick plays there for Barangay Ginebra, and yet they were able to get the counter and not, preventing any runs here.
Scotty goes inside, Japet. There's a blocking foul called inside. As Japet falls to the floor, he'll be fine. As Arvin Tolentino will be tagged with this one. 4th personal foul against Arvin.
He's a key player to be lost, to be in foul trouble early.
That was because the other guys on defense had to extend themselves when Joshua Monson slipped. And now this is a smaller lineup for Coach Bonitan, with Bolanadi checking in for Arvin. Stephen Hall gives it back to Brownlee for 3. It's gone.
The secret to the Ginebra offense is really great ball movement. It just gets them a lot of open looks here.
First basket of the second half for Justin Brownlee. Finally hits double digits with 11. Kadeem Jack now drawing the double team here. Rosario helping out Japet. Kadeem goes to the turn away jumper, no good. Rebound Scotty. Thompson against Munzon. Holt looking for Japet at the post. Can't get the ball to him. Hand off instead to Brownlee. JB, give and go. Stolen by Kadeem Jack. Bolanadi attacks baseline. Stops. Short corner jumper too strong. And Kadeem Jack will run out of space trying to save that basketball from going out of bounds.
Good transition defense there for Barangay Ginebra, sprinting down after a missed shot.
You can't turn your head away from Justin Brownlee.
I mean, if you were to pick your poison, you'd rather stay home with Justin Brownlee.
100%. Yep.
Or rather gamble, because that's what they want there. That penetration forces the help, and that's when it opens Justin Brownlee for an outside shot.
One of the rare moments where Coach Bonitan has injected a pure point guard here in this matchup. He'll take this chance as RJ Barrientos is on the floor as well for Barangay Ginebra. Stephen Holt goes on the drive, leaves it for Japet. Oh, he misses the gimme. As Northport will get a stop.
Could have done that, Carlo.
I think he was bothered by the presence of Kadeem Jack somehow. Munzon would not hit the counter. It's a duty foul given up by Evan Nelly to stop that secondary fast break play from materializing.
Well, just push that ball into those two sets. They wanted to get those easy baskets.
Brownlee now against William Navarro. Single coverage for the time being. JB misses, and that ball bounces off of Japet. Northport Batangpier managing to stay ahead of Barangay Ginebra, approaching the midway mark now of our third quarter, 67-61 in their favor. The numbers so far still in favor of Northport in this game. They have 21 assists as compared to the 18 of Barangay Ginebra, and it has been Arvin Tolentino leading the distribution.
He's been a great passer ever since. Even in the elimination round, that's where he really took advantage of because he was getting fouled a lot, going to the line a lot. So he would continue to be play decoy and get his teammates involved.
7 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists for Arvin Tolentino. Unfortunately, he'll have to spend some time on the bench as he was tagged with his 4th personal foul. The reverse a little too deep for Kadim Jack. Good stop for Barangay Ginebra. Thompson. The pass connects, but is lost out of bounds by Japet.
So for Japet is, missing a lot of those easy passes.
And the turnovers are really piling up quickly for Barangay Ginebra. Coach Bonitan, I think he will risk Arvin Tolentino right now. About to check back into this matchup. That would be a foul against Scotty trying to front William Navarro, who is a little bit taller than he is.
There's a big question here, Carlo. Would this be a nice move this time to get Tolentino back in the game?
Japet with some struggles here in the third quarter with the turnovers. We'll take a break. In comes Jamie Malonzo. Arvin Tolentino sees some daylight and he connects with a long two.
Well, that's the guessing game that we commentators would have. Is it going to be a good move or not? Well, right there, they would definitely benefited from getting him back in the game.
And it's a rare opportunity, Eric, that he is not being manned by Stephen Old. So this might be the slight opening that Tolentino needs to finally get his offense going. Could get close to a triple-double, actually. 9 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists now for Arvin. Let's see if he can elevate his performance. It has been a big-time struggle for him. Under 29% from the field. Fewer than 12 points in the ball game where he could easily score 20 in the elimination round.
Well, Coach Tim in the Barangay Ginebra, Gene Kings really took away like almost half of what he has really produced in terms of points and even on the field goal percentages. So again, they really did a very good job on trying to neutralize Tolentino, and that's the reason why they're up 3-0 in the series. But then you just have to get, Arvin has to be patient. The nice part about it is getting some stops, is making things happen on the defensive end to get his game and confidence going. Aside from, of course, Carlo, the assist that we did mention already.
Sometimes it felt like he was forcing his offense, trying to really get himself into a scoring groove, but now he allowed the game to come to him. Played decoy for a majority of this contest so far. Good find. Rosario with another reverse. Abarrientos with a quick pass.
Where again did they find Troy Rosario, Carlo? He's just like waiting there on a prowl under the basket.
Every time you turn away from him, he's looking for an opening.
Wide open all the time.
That will be another foul. Won't lead to 2 free throws, I think. Foul happened on the floor before the shot attempt. And that was Arvin Tolentino's man. But when he ball watch, then Rosario was off to the races. Could have been a traveling violation against Kadeem Jack. This one-legged fadeaway won't work for William. Rati dumps it inside to Troy. Good pass to Jamie. The three-point shot for Malonzo is off. Rosario saved that, but to the wrong man. Evanelli pull up three in transition. It's good.
We've seen a lot of contributors in this game. Ivan is, hit a shot there, and of course, oh wow, this is going to be another turnover for Barangay Ginebra. And of course, Paolo Tahaus on the bench really worked wonders, getting into this game and also making a contribution.
It's really difficult to win 4 straight times against the same opponent, and Barangay Ginebra is feeling some pressure now as Northport is leading by 9. Kadeem Jack forces the issue and draws a foul from Alonso. He will be taking 2.
This is going to be good because that's a kind of game that Northport wants, especially that they're up by 9 points. They want to go to the line a lot and shoot those free throws.
So through the course of a series, you will have an off game as a team. Your opponent will have a good game. And sometimes those two things come together, like what's happening right now for Northport. Playing their best basketball. Of course, the ball pressure slowing down the offense of Barangay Ginebra. And now the lead is back to double digits. Evanelli, though, steals the rebound away from Brownlee.
The energy of the guards of Northport really making things happen.
Forward pass. That's a touchdown from Scotty Thompson.
It's way too easy on the offense for Barangay Ginebra, getting an easy basket after a miss by Northport.
You just want to stay ahead. If you're Northport heading into the final quarter, you'll have to hang on to this lead in the final 3.5 minutes. Kadeem Jack wants to post up against Brownlee. They're running, jumping hog. It's good.
But the spacing wasn't so good, but they were able to at least establish Kadeem Jack's, low post dominance right there.
It's different when Chapet is the helper against Kadeem Jack. As the ball will stay on the side of Barangay Ginebra, 14 on the clock.
This is the transition attack there after a miss by Northport.
Much needed 2 points from Barangay Ginebra, but Kadeem Jack answers right back. 10-point lead, the pass, stolen, tapped away. Arvin leading the break. That bounce pass, though, stolen by Malonzo. And now Jamie is attacking. Malonzo hits the layup.
That's what's nice about Barangay Ginebra. You make a mistake on your offense, you run back on defense, and you make a counter steal there.
Jeremiah Gray about to check into this ball game for the first time, but in the moments that he has actually played, every single time it was Barangay Ginebra holding a big advantage, so there was no pressure on him to do anything. Absolutely. But now,
also one way, Carlo, to get someone back. Most especially the confidence. Oh, look at RJ Barrientos, just going straight to the hole.
Northport, their lead down to 6 points, 75-69. They pick the handoff now. They give it up. Tolentino from the outside. Too strong. Rebound Rosario. Quickly forward to Malonzo. Jamie goes to the Euro step. The halftime finish is there.
That's a good move there by Alonso. He knows that Tolentino already is in foul trouble. That's why you have to attack him aggressively, immediately.
And what Barangay Ginebra is doing right now is giving Northport a dose of their own medicine. Everything on the run, everything quick and aggressive for the white shirts as they attempt to march their way back into this contest. The double-digit lead is down to just 4, 75-71. 6-0 counter run for Barangay Ginebra as they are right back into it. Again, mentally, it's important for Northport to be ahead heading into the fourth quarter because they put in so much effort heading here in the period.
Yes, the entire game. And again, of course, for Barangay Ginebra to make some counters off Northport, you need a guy like Jamie Malonzo, who's really been playing very well in the semifinals. He has upped his average. You'll remember that Jamie came into this team. He came from an injury, and after a long time that for he was recovering, he definitely worked on his outside shot, and that's why getting back into this game, his shooting, it just came so naturally for him that he was able to really contribute right away when he got back.
Another double-digit performance for Jamie Malonzo. As you see, the three-point shooting, it's off right now for Barangay Ginebra, but they're working their way back into it. In this series, they've shot an amazing 48% from the three-point range in the first 3 games. Good spin coming from Kadeem Jack, and he finishes. Oh, Rosario slow to get up. Looks like he will be able to pick himself up. Rosario, hand off to Abarientos. RJ misses. The rebound falls to Munzon. Deli, quickly to Kadeem. Jack kicks it out to Munzon. And now they will play from the other side. William Navarro with the size advantage. Quick move. They swing it. Patient offense. 3-point shot. It's gone for Arvin.
Ricardo, we have seen this a lot of times with teams that really move the ball around. They really get an open look in a shot, and that's what happened to Northport. And look at the recipient of that open look. It was Arvin Tolentino getting his points.
Scotty to the corner. Maya for 3. He misses. And there was a foul. As Troy Rosario had the right angle for another offensive rebound.
Not a nice spin. Look at the length here of the beam jam. Those long strides.
Not a bad foul though coming from Evan Nelly.
Yes, I mean they really have to put a stop because the Ginebra had an advantage there. And of course here you get Arvin Tolentino hitting an open shot, something that could really get him going with his game.
Malonzo making a move against Arvin Tolentino. They pass it inside. Oh! A big time rejection from William Navarro.
What a block there by William Navarro.
And that will be a foul drawn by Arvin Tolentino. Now it's looking like Northport basketball.
Yes, definitely. Arvin is definitely getting back his confidence. But look at the action here. Look at the challenge. We all thought that Troy already had a wide open look at the basket. But the great attitude here of William Navarro not giving up on a play like this and swatting away what could have been a possible slam.
We saw big time blocks like that coming from William Navarro in their quarterfinal win as well versus the Magnolia Chicken Deblados Hot Shots. I think he had one against Ricardo Ratliff.
Yes.
As we take another look at this foul, Jamie Malonzo could not hit the brakes, could not get out of the way of Arvin Tolentino taking the 3.
Well, Arvin missed the front end of that 3 free throws. But still, if you were a Northport fan, you would rather have Tolentino go to the line more because that's the kind of game that gets him going.
In the first 3 games of this series, Eric, 120 points per ball game for Barangay Ginebra, now just at 71. Approaching the end of the third quarter. 2 misses from Tolentino in that trip. Still enough for a double-digit lead for the Northport Batangpier. Alonso to the corner. Abarientos for 3. It's good.
Ginebra has a lot of these guys that are always ready to provide the firepower, and RJ is another one of them who can definitely score.
Final possession of this third quarter. Barangay Ginebra is in penalty. Kadeem Jack kicks it out. Tolentino launches and converts.
Arvin Tolentino is starting to get hot here.
Finally, we're seeing some signs of the BPC contender version of Arvin Tolentino. He will lead his squad to a 10-point advantage, 84-74, heading into the fourth and final quarter of action. The story of this ball game so far, in the first half, it was all about someone else helping Kadim Jack. And when William Navarro came to play, it relieved the pressure from Joshua Monson, from Arvin Tolentino. He was the main backup to Kadim Jack. But right now, it is everyone helping each other out. And as a result, they've out-assisted Barangay Ginebra. This is something that did not happen, not by a long shot, in the first three games where Barangay Ginebra averaged 36 assists per game.
Yes, and this is something that really will work wonders for Northport because this is the kind of game that they have been really successful with, most especially in the elimination round.
So a 10-point lead at the start of the fourth period. Let's see how Barangay Ginebra will attempt to climb their way back into this contest and seal the deal and close the book on this series. Stephen Holt launches and converts from the three-point range.
This Ginebra team is, you cannot easily just like sweep them away or get them away, from a good game like of Northport. They will keep coming back at you. And Northport will just have to be very consistent with all these players contributing in this game.
No 30-point quarter so far for Barangay Ginebra. Now Kadim Jack attacking one-on-one. He goes to the turnaround. That is Tweed against Rosario.
When they isolated Kadim Jack in that right elbow, that's a kind of game that he really wants.
Maya gives it up to Stephen Holt. Barrientos has it now, swings it to Jamie. Alonso goes to Barrientos, could not pull the trigger. 5 to work with. Emergency pass to Malonzo. He'll have to do something here. Jamie! Looks like he beat the buzzer. Our technical officials will take another look at it if he was able to score before the buzzer sounded.
That's great presence of mind there by Malonzo to just take it strong to the basket and have enough time to finish the shot.
Let's see at what point Justin Brownlee will be back in this ball game for Coach Tim. Kadim Jack, the banker, is off. Barangay Ginebra with a stop. Hold now. He might have to be a little more aggressive on offense to help Barangay Ginebra turn this ball game around. Barrientos gets separation, and he will get 2 free throws off an Evan Nelly foul.
Well, when Coach Bonitan sees that, Barrientos is now taking advantage of that matchup against a smaller guard. Now he puts in Paulo Taha to really match up better.
And this was what we were talking about. It felt too close for comfort. And you will see that the backboard will light up, maybe a fingertip on it coming from Alonso to cancel out that basket. Our 50th won't be complete without you. Help us find you, PBA, calling all former PBA players and officials. Call or text our staff. Miss Hazel at 0968-253-5050 or Miss Roselle at 0968-447-1975 for the PBA at 50 Homecoming Reunion now. Free throws have been converted, and as a result, it's a 7-point lead for Northport. Kadeem Jack attacking the defense of Justin Brownlee as he has 30.
He has really been tearing that defense apart one-on-one. So you can expect that Coach Tim will have to make some adjustment and send some help defense on Kadeem Jack.
Even Hold with a flyby. Kick out pass. For 4. Brownlee connects.
Oh, Justin Brownlee in Ginebra just very patient with their offense. They opt to go drive to the basket because they want to attract that defense and sucked it all the way in the shaded area.
But look at what Arvin Tolentino is doing. He is milking all of those seconds as much as he can to slow this ball game down and not give Barangay Ginebra too much time to work with to get back into this game. Another strong ball for Kadeem Jack. This is an end one.
You can imagine him attacking that defense even if Japet Aguilar is back in the middle.
Quick move to the baseline. Little bump on Brownlee to dislodge the first defender as you take another look at the first 4-point make from JB in this game as we send it over now to Bell.
After the Northport Batangpier capped off the third quarter with a 10-point lead, we listened in to their most recent huddle. Coach Bonnie praised this team, pleading with them to sustain their quick pace, maximize those open looks, and also brought up how things have been looking good for them whenever they would make that extra pass. Coach Tim Cone, meanwhile, kept it simple, highlighting the need for them to suffocate the Batangpier defensively, staying close to their man, and to just keep their feet going. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much for that report, Miss Bell. And Barangay Ginebra is doing just enough to stay within striking distance. They're answering back here, cutting the deficit down to 6, 91-85. That will be another foul against Barangay Ginebra, the first of the game for Justin Brownlee. Got entangled. Monzon all of a sudden launches, he misses it, and Holt will allow it to bounce out. Alin Bolanadi checking in for William Navarro to give William a bit of a breather here.
The front line now of Barangay Ginebra will be at an advantage, especially with Navarro on the bench.
Chapet goes to Brownlee. The pass is stolen. Arvin Tolentino with a takeaway. He locates Taha with the layup.
It's not good. See Arvin Tolentino holding it to his right foot there.
Oh, the pass somehow connects to Brownlee. He will launch from deep, and that's good for 3.
It's like a magic pass there on the part of RJ Barrientos. But it's not a good sign because you see Tolentino limping after that nice pass after transition.
Taking full advantage of the defense of Northport being one man down. Brownlee knocks down another triple. He has 18 points. Still a 5-point lead though for Northport, 93-88 heading into this timeout. For the entire series, Justin Brownlee has been okay, playing at about gear, right, for Barangay Ginebra, playing about 30 minutes per contest, but now they'll have to bank on him to have a strong closeout quarter to win the series, to sweep Northport Batangpier. As we're in the final quarter, Barangay Ginebra down by 5. William Navarro goes to the corner. Taha fakes a 3. Pull-up jumper. Will be a miss. Holt claims the board for Ginebra. Arvin Tolentino subbed out by William Navarro. Let's see if he'll be fit enough to come back into this ball game. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists for Arvin as Brownlee could not knock down the 3. Less than 7 minutes remaining. William Navarro lets it fly. He converts on another triple.
He continues to sizzle in this game, Carlo, and he started things out very well for Northport.
Tremendous performance coming from William. 4 of 5 from the 3-point range. Hold counters with an N1.
After you see a lot of good things happening on the part of Northport, Ginebra just comes back at you just so easily, just like this.
Alin Bolanadi could not stay in step with Stephen Holt. And now he exits. In comes Arvin Tolentino, who will have to tough it out as they will need him to play the final 6.5 minutes of this game to force a game 5. Still a 5-point advantage for the orange shirts. Kadeem Jack on the crossover. Kadeem Jack just pushes it in.
Really shows a lot of individual skills there for Kadeem Jack to be able to score.
That will be a blocking foul drawn by Justin Brownlee.
The thing is, but look at the nice crossover by Kadeem Jack. Even against Justin Brownlee, he was able to have a nice move.
Will also be the 4th personal foul of William Navarro, but at this stage, you just have to risk it.
It's like a make or break thing already, Carlo, most especially now that you're just trying to survive.
He tosses it to Bell.
We see Arvin Tolentino back in action after he made his way to the bench earlier. We checked on him when he was there, and he actually sprained his right ankle. But after some sprays and stretches, he knows how valuable he is. That's why he no longer wasted time and is back in action. You gentlemen.
Thank you so much for that report, Bell. As Scotty Thompson checks back into this contest. Maya playing good minutes here in this game, but they will need one of their closers in Scotty Thompson to try and complete this turnaround. The JB, the 3 is off. Another rebound for Arvin. The push pass to Munzon. Joshua on the attack. The sweeping layup is gone.
And those two guys have really been doing a good job here for Northport. You know, when Tolentino anchors that fast break, you can easily just sense that Munzon will be coming in from the wing.
Now you're sensing that Barangay Ginebra is looking for the same shooting clip from the outside that they've had in the first 3 games. It has not been working for them. Another turnover here. Arvin with a quick pass. Kadeem Jack couldn't finish with the left. Counter attack here as the foul is given up by Munzon. It will be reviewed by the officials. Munzon saying he got ball. He's hoping for just an ordinary foul.
That's a hard part there because, you know, you see Holt was going full throttle already. There was a reach in by Munzon. So there's, you know, that tendency that he could have gone more on the body rather than on the ball.
Officials are now ready to make the decision. Yep. Joshua Munzon was ahead.
Yes.
Yep.
He went straight for a reach in, so that's why he was just assessed a regular foul.
Would have been an easy call if he was a little bit behind Stephen Holt, but he was there in front of him. still, that foul has just put Northport in penalty for the final 5:20 of this game. 9-point advantage for the Batangpier. A long three won't work. Again, they're living and dying with that 3-point shot. Talking about Barangay Ginebra.
But they've been, shooting a lot, trying to at least stay within striking distance with Northport. It's just that it's not, falling just like in the previous games.
Law of averages finally catching up with Barangay Ginebra. Kadim Jack with a pass. Munzon, 3, no. Rebound for William Navarro. This is on the putback, but Arvin is there to save the day.
Those three guys, Navarro, Tolentino, and even Munzon are just so active on the offensive glass.
18, 7, and 10. Nearing a triple-double is Arvin Tolentino for this game. RJ Abarientos could not knock it down. Rosario dribbles out. The hook is good.
It's great effort on the part of Troy. He has been very active, also trying to get those offensive rebounds.
They still have some time to work with. Talking about Barangay Ginebra. But they'll have to act now. Tolentino locates Kadim Jack. Attacks the defense of Brownlee. That's another bucket for Kadim. He has 37.
He continues to be very aggressive at the offensive end. That's something that Kadim Jack has been doing all throughout this game.
Coach Tim Cone asking for a traveling violation. As it looks like Kadim was able to land both feet before converting on that shot. It's back to an 11-point lead, 104-93 for Northport. By far the best performance of the series for Arvin Tolentino, and what he did was he waited for the game to come to him. He allowed the offense to flow through his teammates, and amidst his shooting struggles, he was able to set up his squad, getting 10 assists in the game. And when he was in form already, now he's starting to hum with his own offense.
Well, that's really one way of really getting your game back, most especially if you struggled in the previous 3 games. And that's something that Arvin Tolentino did a fantastic job in this game because they needed him to score. They needed him to be a leader out there.
2 rebounds away from a triple-double for Arvin Tolentino. 18, 8, and 10 for him. Brownlee to Scotty, launches the 3. He misses. Another outside attempt coming from Barangay Ginebra. Again, it has not fallen for them in this game.
The defense has really been adjusted here. Northport could also have gone on a gamble, but there's nice deal here by Stephen Holt.
They locate Scotty Thompson, but even that will not work, and it will be a foul drawn by Northport. Ball will go back to the Batangpier. In the first 3 games, Eric, they were shooting 40 of 83 from the 3-point range. A mind-numbing 48% from downtown. Now it's at 28%, 8 of 28. Justin Brownlee exits. As you see the balance of the scoring and the big change. Paulo Taha starting and helping Northport set the tone in this game.
And that's the most important. That's the big contribution of Paulo Taha in this game. And aside from that, you see a lot of Northport assists happening. It's not all individual attack as we have been talking about. So you see a lot of team play here. That's what helped Northport. The ME for this entire team, most especially Tolentino, to get his confidence going because he gets touches.
Barrientos still could not connect. Rosario back from behind. He will take 2. But Justin Brownlee Might be out of this ballgame for good now for Barangay Ginebra. His legs look a little bit heavy in this particular game, Eric.
But they're trying to also pace him because he's been going through a lot of games so far in the past month, with his Gilas duties and of course playing for Barangay Ginebra. But then other players would really have to step up. They would really have to manage the kind of minutes, most especially if he's not really 100%, Carlo.
Evanelli back in the ball game also had good contributions. Rosario, can he make the second? Yes, he will. Splitting the 2 free throws. Still a 10-point advantage though for Northport Batangpier. And it has been effort on both ends for Northport. Barangay Ginebra though, try to get something quick. That will be an end one. For Stephen Hall, some signs of life here for the White Shirts.
They're still trying to get back in this game. There's a fight back here happening for Barangay Ginebra. Look at the effort here on the part of that defense by Stephen Holt. Took matters into his own hands, and now he's going to the line.
Bonus free throw coming up for Stephen Holt. Did not score a single bucket in the first half now. Trying to spearhead the last-ditch effort for Barangay Ginebra. Barangay Ginebra faithful starting to make noise as well. They want their squad to qualify here and now for the finals. The tap from behind. Abarientos is ahead. RJ is gone.
Oh, those turnovers. See, this is what's happening, Carlo. When you talk about Northport, they're becoming predictable that they always want to go to their import. That's why the help defense is just like waiting and waiting there for those steals.
And just like that, it's only a 5-point lead for Northport, 104-99 as they call this timeout. RJ Abarientos has been a solid contributor for Barangay Ginebra coming off the bench all conference long, 18 points in this ball game. An efficient 50% clip from the field. And that last layup was big, just to make Barangay Ginebra still believe that they can turn this ball game around.
We were talking about Barangay Ginebra trying to rely on their outside shots to really help them get back in this game. So what's getting them back in this game, Carlo, is their defense, because it's getting them a lot of those easy baskets every time there's a turnover by Northport.
And now some tension on the side of Northport. As you can see, the playoff matches between these two teams. Nelly, Navarro, Monzon, Tolentino, Kadim, Jack the 5 for Coach Bonitan. And no Brownlee, no Japet on the floor for Coach Tim. Oh, another turnover. Stephen Holt goes to Malonzo. Malonzo! Foul for 2 free throws.
Look at the challenge of those shot blockers there, Navarro and Tolentino, denying Malonzo of an easy dunk.
But how about Abarientos with the tap, with the save?
Amazing the way he really got in that defense, made the stop.
Now pressure back free throws to trim it down to a 1-possession disadvantage. A miss on the first coming from Jamie. He's a 64% free throw shooter in this series.
Definitely needs to be better than that, most especially in a crucial game like this for the closeout.
1 for 2 a split, but still it's down to a 1-possession lead for Northport. Kadeem Jack will be pressured here. Relocates Munzon, and now they will waste some time. Big advantage for Kadeem Jack. Oh,
Hey,
man,
traveling.
yes, he will.
Oh, yes. That's great flex defense there on the part of Barangay Ginebra. Remember, they don't have Justin Brown inside. Even Japit Aguilar. The big man here is only Troy Rosario. Of course, compared to a Japet and a Justin Brownlee, Rosario is much smaller than those two guys.
4 straight turnovers for Northport, opening up the door for this Barangay Ginebra comeback. Abarrientos to Thompson. Back to RJ against Munzon. Abarrientos with a step through, lost the ball. Crucial turnover against the youngster as Northport can waste away the time. It feels like they only need one basket to ensure this victory. Arvin has it now. There's a switch. Tolentino being defended by Rosario. Arvin on the spin. Spacing the score. That ball will be turned over once again by Northport.
It's great defensive effort there. That's a problem, Carlo. When you go on a one-on-one and the defense is set already, it's very hard to get that ball to an open guy because the defense is just right there.
Look at this. Justin Brownlee about to check back into this contest. Coming from Coach Tim, replacing Troy Rosario. Expect the top ball screen action here. That's the play call coming from Coach Tim. Might be Abarrientos and Brownlee on the high ball screen.
When it's winning time, you got to put Justin Brownlee there. But again, when the chips are down and when they make mistakes, Ginebra always makes a nice defensive stop here.
55.3 seconds. That's the official time remaining. And here we go. 104-100. Ball screen action indeed. Brownlee, the pass is tapped out by Arvin Tolentino.
He's so great in anticipating those passes, and those long arms are able to deflect.
13 seconds on the shot clock for Barangay Ginebra. Thompson gives it up to Abarrientos. RJ turns the corner. Stephen Holt for 3. And goal!
Wow! What a play again by RJ Barrientos. That's a kind of game or plays that Ginebra has really been doing. That's why they were able to get back in this game.
At the 3-minute mark of this game, it was a 9-point lead for Northport. Batangpier now it's down to a 1-point advantage as RJ Barrientos has woken up Barangay Ginebra, bridging them closer, bringing them back into this game. 104-103 timeout for Northport. It was the effort on the defensive end that started this turnaround for Barangay Ginebra.
Ever since, they've been struggling with their outside shots, and we've been mentioning that. That's something that got them back in this game is they were just very persistent with their defense, and that's actually that helped them get back. They're only down by 1 point. The game reset so far.
The last basket of Northport was at the 4-minute and 6-second mark. They led 104-93. That's an 11-point lead. So this is a 10-0 counter for Barangay Ginebra.
The dying minutes of this game, can you imagine that, Carlo, the way they plant teams because of their defense?
The creation coming from RJ. Wide open was a shot coming from Stephen Holt, and he knocks it down. Stephen Holt really pouring in the offense here in the second half.
And he's the one that took over, Carlo. We've seen him hit a lot of shots here.
Stephen Holt, 15, 5 and 6 with 3 steals. But all of those 15 points have been in the second half. He was blanked in our first two quarters. And now this is a must-score situation for Northport Batangpier. Barangay Ginebra, they have one foul to give. Inbounding from the backcourt, taking the full 24 is Northport. They go back to Kadeem Jack, asking for a clear out. He wants to make a decision here. Kadeem Jack, the follow-away jumper and
Oh,
good.
that's clutch right there. Been doing it the entire game. He would make some mistakes, but he will never give up or pass up an opportunity like that. Most especially that the play was an isolation from that right elbow, which they have been doing the entire game.
A series high of 39 points for Kadeem Jack, giving them a more comfortable 3-point lead, but it is still a one possession advantage only for them. A lot of time to work with, 19.3 seconds. So the question is, if you run this clock down a little bit, would you just decide to give up a foul if you're Northport?
It's possible that you can do that because you still have, 2 more fouls to give. It's possible, but of course, Ginebra would really be employing a lot of quick ball movement to get some open looks.
Kadeem Jack has been efficient, has been effective in this game. Starting out the offense, of course, he is a rock in terms of the rebounding department as well. The big difference, though, is the help that he's been getting from Arvin Tolentino, from William Navarro, from Paulo Taha, from Joshua Monson, all of those double-digit scorers, resulting to what has been the best game of Northport all series long. The question is, can they hang on to take the win?
Yes, that's where they can really gain out of it, Carlo, if they are able to be successful here in this last 19 seconds of the game.
One stop needed for Northport. Barangay Ginebra, Casabarrientos, Thompson, Holt, Malonzo, and Brownlee. So all options to take the 3-point shot for Coach Tim. Brownlee receives. JB goes on the quick attack. Oh, he misses the layup. The back tap go. Holt for the tie. No. Rebound for William Navarro, and he is fouled by Scotty.
Big rebound. They never had their chances there. Dustin just missed that layup. And they had those open looks, and they just couldn't make it at this stage of the game.
That's not yet free throws for Northport. That was the foul to give.
Could have been an equalizer if Holt was able to hit that 3-point shot.
So expect Barangay Ginebra to play with a lot of pressure on the backcourt. Tries to force a stop, and that's a foul given up by Holt. But Arvin Tolentino has had his misses from the free throw line in this game. He is 2 of 4 from the stripe. He needs 2 to make this a possession advantage.
Yes. Remember, we have the 4-point shot now. So 2 free throws would just at least ice it.
The first one for Arvin is gone. 19 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, 4 steals, a block. I mean, what else do you need coming from Arvin in this game?
He has done it all. He has contributed, and that's the kind of numbers that he has been doing this entire conference.
To secure a 2-possession advantage, it is theirs. But Barangay Ginebra still has a timeout remaining. It's still possible to come back from this, but they need to play it perfectly. A basket, a stop, another basket. That is what is required right now for Barangay Ginebra, who just called their final timeout.
Yes, I mean, the only way that they can really, stop the clock after there has to be a quick quick basket, Carlo. And aside from that, when Northport gets a possession, they have to immediately foul. The big problem that they don't have timeouts anymore.
8.5 to work with. This will have to be very, very quick for Coach Tim. Surprise look at some of the Barangay Ginebra faithful. They were expecting their team to punch their ticket to the finals already. It would have been the 40th finals appearance for Coach Tipton, but they need a minor miracle to get there here in Game 4. Up next, we have the Raiders Shine and Aslo Painters versus the TNT Tropa Giga. TNT leads that series 2-1 as we extend our well wishes to Jason Castro, who was down with a knee injury. But the big difference in this game, as we said, it happened at the start. It was Paulo Taha. In the first 3 games, either Evanelli or Franyu started for Northport. They could not find the advantage with a much taller lineup of Barangay Ginebra. But with the effort that Paulo Taha has shown in, you could say, garbage minutes that he was given, games 2 and 3, able to make a name for himself and re-earn the trust of his coaches.
It's really the matchup with the bigs of Barangay Ginebra, and that's something that each team here in the PBA would really have to learn how to match up with, because you have a lot of big players.
A 4-point shot won't go for Abarrientos, and Arvin Tolentino will grab the final rebound of this game. He will finish a rebound shy of a triple-double, but Northport picking up a win, staying alive here in the series.
But this is a big win here by Northport. A lot of heroes on the part of this team to be able to survive and play another day. But then it's always a total team effort, not just a single-handed effort by Kadeem Jack. He needed all the support from his teammates to be able to survive.
Joshua Monson will come up limping as he slipped in that final play. But our best player of the game is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. We know him as a scorer, but he showed us different aspects to his game. It was his playmaking first, and it was his scoring second for Arvin Tolentino, a rebound short of a triple-double. And our best players brought by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
But after all the challenges that he had, Carlo, the first 3 games where he struggled, his numbers were down. What an effort and the right attitude for Arvin Tolentino to be able to get back in this game.
108-103 is the final score. Also brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. So, Northport will live to fight another day. And that matchup will be this coming Friday. Coming up next, we have the Rainers Shine Elasto Painters hoping to level the series against TNT in their own Game 4 battle. We'll be talking to our best player of the game and our winning head coach when we come back.
Conference. We have our player of the game, Arvin Tolentino, as an assistant coach, Renzi Bahar of Northport. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach, ano yung nakita nyo in this game na kulang o wala the first 3 games?
First of all, I would like to thank the Lord for this team. So, yun lang siguro yung number 1 na pinoint out ng coaching staff, especially ni Coach Bonnie for the past 3 games is yung energy and aggressiveness namin on defense. Then ngayon wala kaming masabi doon sa pinakita ng mga players, especially on the first part of the game na talagang andun yung pressure defense from the backcourt until doon sa front ng Ginebra. Nasunod namin yung gusto namin magawa. Nasunod ng mga players. At the same time, sinunod ng mga players na gawin. So yun yung pinaka-importante doon na how they play as a team, especially on defense. The first part.
Thank you, Coach. Now, Arvin, pinag-usapan lang natin before the game na grabe nga yung depensa, yung scouting sa'yo ng Barangay Ginebra. But you wanna try to find a way na ma-overcome yun and be able to impact your team positively, provide a spark. And tonight, nagawa mo yun. Ano bang pakiramdam na you were able to see yourself be able to do that and get a win in the series?
Well, I just really had to. Because, kasi kung hindi, wala na ako. Diba? So, kumaga, yun, like what you said, find a way. We, as a team, found a way today. And, yun, sarap naman sa feeling. Nalo rin. But, again, it's not it's just one win. Best of 7 series. You gotta win 3 more. Hopefully, magtuloy-tuloy yung magandang laro namin. Like today, especially we had 28 assists. From the next game up to the last, really have to just the way to win. Okay. First, na yun nauna. 3 more. Mukhang imposible, pero wala naman.
Game highlights brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Defense turning out to offense. Northport going back to basics, going back to